ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tech Showdown. I'm going bald. This is my co-host Teddy, and today we're checking out another super high-end keyboard. So we did the Ducky Shine 6 before, and now checking out another super high-end keyboard. It's the Corsair. Man, this thing is a beast. It's the Corsair K95 Platinum RGB mechanical keyboard. So yeah, sorry guys, this one's a little bit of a delay. It took a lot longer than we originally thought to get it here. However, you know, a late video is better than no video, I suppose. So let's get on to it then. So as I said, this is a super high-end keyboard, and design-wise, I guess we'll start there. It's what we've come to expect from Corsair on the high-end keyboards. So you get this brushed aluminium type design. I'm a big fan of it. I really like it when they use premium materials like aluminium. If you watch my Ducky Shine 6 review I did recently, that was plastic, and that's on a $300 New Zealand keyboard. So, you know, I did comment about that I would have liked to have seen more premium materials, and that is not the case here. We get this nice aluminium, so it looks really good. Now, one thing I noticed straight off the bat is that it is very flat when you lay it out. Now, a lot of people out there actually really like that. I'm not a big fan of it. I like to have a bit of an angle, and that was easy to remedy because it has very nice stands on the back, which give it maybe a little, like a tiny bit too much angle for me personally, although that's not really the end of the world. You would get used to it. But yeah, it did remedy it somewhat. But a lot of people out there, as I said, do like them quite flat. So for you people out there, it'll be really good in that sense. Now the wrist rest down the bottom is, yeah, it's massive. So what's great about this is that right now I have it with this sort of not as sticky. You know, it's like there's just a bit of friction there. What you can do is you can actually, it's magnetic. You can actually flip it over, and on the other side, there's a lot more friction there on the rubberized material, so that gives you the choice other way. And the wrist rest, like normal, just clips into the bottom. It just clips straight in, so that's very easy too. Those do tend to get quite dirty though, so that is something you need to keep in mind with them. As far as just overall looks go, like what my opinion is of it, this is a serious looking keyboard. This is a high-end looking keyboard. With the Ducky, a lot of people might not think you spent $300 on the keyboard, but with this guy, which is even more expensive than that in New Zealand, people are really going to know you spent a lot of money on a keyboard because this thing is very serious. However, looks only get you so far. So what about the keys then? So key-wise, it's pretty good. You're getting a Cherry MX keys. You get two choices. You get either the speed switch, which I usually do quite like. Surprisingly, I thought I would hate it, but hey, it's actually pretty decent. Or the Cherry MX Brown, which I honestly think is the safest choice for anybody out there. If you have no idea which Cherry MX key switch to get, I would say the Brown is probably the safest one you can ever get. So good choice there if you want the very safe option. The layout is fantastic. Pretty much what we would always like to see on one of these big boy keyboards. You have the macro keys on the left hand side. You got some other like functionality keys on the top left, and over on the right hand side you have all your media keys, volume, dial, and all of that good stuff. I personally don't use the media keys, but I do read the comments and I do see people saying it's like a requirement for them. After you get used to them, I suppose it would be very difficult to go to a keyboard that didn't have them. So for you people out there, that's also a good thing. Keycaps wise, these look like the same ones that I was just using a while back on the K70, so that's fine. There's nothing wrong with them. Maybe I would have liked to have seen something a bit different on this, you know, sort of top dog model, but it should be fine for the majority of users out there. And yeah, it's just fantastic to type on, fantastic to game on, feels great. Having the wrist rest on there as well, I'm a big fan of that. It's just really nice. It takes a bit of strain off your wrist, and it just makes it so much more comfortable to use. So yeah, this is an absolutely fantastic keyboard to type on, and there's absolutely no issues there at all. Now let's move over to the lighting then, and it does look very sexy. So absolutely gorgeous lighting on this. I really like it. It's got great color reproduction. It just looks phenomenal. You see the Corsair logo up the top there. That's also fully RGB. And there's a big light bar across the top. And that looks just, oh my god, that looks so good. It just really sets the keyboard off. And yeah, lighting-wise, I think this is fantastic. One of the biggest pros of having an RGB keyboard, although of course you don't need to go this high end to get RGB anymore. Back in the day you used to. Is that you can color match it to whatever your theme is for your peripherals or for your rig or anything, and that's the main benefit there. But yeah, looks absolutely phenomenal. Great lighting on this guy. Now with the great lighting you need software, and you can go back to like 2.5 years ago when I first did a Corsair keyboard review. Might even be 3 years ago now, I can't remember that back that far. And I was testing out the Corsair software, which was the Corsair Q software, and it still is the Corsair Q software, although it has come a long way since those early stages. And as I said way back then, the software is just too complicated, and it's just still the problem. I have spoken to people at Corsair about this time after time, telling them the Corsair Q software is an issue. But with this guy, it was an even bigger issue because I couldn't even get it to work. No matter what I did, it came up malfunction. I tried, all these different things, playing it into different USB ports, all the different stuff. So I don't know what's going on there. It might be to do with my PC because I've run so many different peripheral softwares on it that maybe it's getting a bit confused or something like that. I've got Steel Series ones on there right now as well, and maybe some confusion there or something going on. But I did read online, a few other people have had that problem also. So the Corsair Q software is very good in that you can pretty much do with it what you will and do anything, but it's just still too damn complicated. Please, Corsair, I think you just need to just get rid of Q and just start over and copy one of the other companies' ones, maybe Logitech's software, because it's just so much more user-friendly, and that's the biggest problem with Corsair Q. Which brings us now to the conclusion, so I don't want this video to go on too long. And what do I make of the K95 Platinum? So it's coming in New Zealand at around the $330 mark, which is an extremely high price. In the US, I hear it goes for about $200 US. Now that's a lot of money. That's a huge price tag. So is it worth it? Well, design-wise, I mean, you're definitely getting an extremely well-built keyboard with very good materials. This is aircraft-grade aluminium, I believe. And yeah, this is a fantastic keyboard in terms of build quality. Keys, running Cherry Mix, they are the best. Don't let anybody tell you different. They're the best for sure. And of course, you want the best switches to go on your flagship keyboard, so it makes sense. You only get 2 choices, but they're both pretty solid choices, so I don't think people would, have an issue with that. The lighting looks phenomenal. It looks absolutely fantastic. Of course, I didn't really get to play around with much because I couldn't get the Corsair software to work no matter what I did. But even just looking at it in this sort of like default demo mode, I can tell it looks absolutely gorgeous, and there'll be a whole bunch of different lighting features, so you'll be able to do whatever you like with it if you can obviously work your way around the Corsair Q software. And overall, this is one of the best keyboards I have ever tested on this channel. It's phenomenal, and it's, does well in every sense except in the software sense, but, maybe that was just something to do with my computer. But is it worth that price tag? And that's when it starts to get tricky. I don't think this is, for the vast majority of users, it's just too expensive. Now, there's certainly going to be enthusiasts out there, or people that have got money to burn, that just want, the best. The most high-end keyboard that Corsair offers, and obviously they will go for this. And for those people, yeah, it'll do you extremely, extremely well. But for everybody else, yeah, it is quite expensive. Maybe wait till one of these goes on special and they drop by, $30, $40, and then pick one up, because then it might be a bit better of a deal. But right now, yeah, that's a really high price tag, but still a phenomenal keyboard. I thank you all for watching this video. Please subscribe to Tech Showdown if you haven't already, and like the video. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.